So,
Little Weezer.
a little Weezer to get things going. Go. All right. I want to say we are good to go here on the YouTube lands.
Does my color look okay to you?
Yeah, I think you look good, man. I think you look good.
Stupid fucking webcam. I'm trying to adjust the shit.
Ah, you're good. You're good. You're good, I think. I think we're just about live. Everything good? Let's see. I think we're good. For me to take the bullet every day. Ooh. So be cool. What's up, everybody? We got New Zealand in the house. We got a bunch of people here this morning. How's everybody doing? And most importantly, we have a special guest, people. That's right, Matt from Suck My Mod. That's right, people. He's in the building. And just to confirm, I want Matt to say a few words to make sure everybody can hear him clear.
Hey, can everyone hear me clearly? I'm just trying to pull up the chat here. Thanks for having me on the Vaping with Twisted 419 channel.
Thank you for that edit, by the way. And yeah, no, my pleasure, sir. In all honesty, people, me and Matt were supposed to get together a while back and start a podcast. But we are both very irresponsible when it comes to planning things together.
Yeah.
But we did make this work. So let's be happy about that, folks, at the very least. How's everybody doing? What's up? Netherlands? Wisconsin? How's everybody doing out there? Now, as you people know, this is an interview all about Matthew from Suck My Mod. We're going to get to know him. You know about him reviewing stuff. You know the products he's released. And we're going to talk some vape stuff. But we're going to mainly get to know Matt himself, people. That's what we're here to do today, okay? And I appreciate all of you who are joining us. I see my admin, Mr. Vaping with Mr. Just Right, Joel, is in here, checking in, keeping you folks in line, hopefully. But yeah, for all people who don't know, Matt, I want to, well, let me get a few people in here before we get right into it. Let me let a few people join the stream. Maybe
we should talk about our history at some point as well, because we have a very good history. It's you mean a lot to me, buddy.
You know what? I promised myself I wasn't gonna cry on this thing today, and here we are. Stop it. No, me and Matt do go way back. He started doing videos not too long after I started doing them. And man, it was kind of fate. Like, you meet people in life for a reason. There's a bunch of people I meet by chance. I used to get a lot of messages. Lord knows I don't answer enough of them. But I got one. I think the channel might have got me. Suck My Mod. I got a message from Suck My Mod. What was this, 2014?
Yeah. That was like beginning of 2014 when I started the channel.
So this was not long, maybe 6 months, 8 months after I started mine. He messaged me. He's like, hey, bro, I like the videos. I dig them. I got this new, what is it, a DNA 20? Was it a proto? I still have it. The Proto Vapor.
Proto Vapor.
Fucking Proto Vapor. I should have looked for it just for this special occasion. But it's gone somewhere. It's not working, unfortunately. But he's like, hey, bro, I'll send this to you. You can do a review. And fucking maybe give me a shout out. And I came across his message. I was like, man, you know what? This dude seems cool. And plus, I wanted to play with a DNA 20. I can't lie there. But
I lured you in.
Yeah. He said, take this DNA 20. I was But no. What was cool is after we started discussing that, I started checking out his channel, seeing the videos, and dig him and Vanessa. They were good. They were laughing. It was fun. We were all so innocent back then.
I know. Those were the good old days.
Oh,
Is it funny? Because it was only like a little over 4 years ago, but it seems like
15 years ago.
Yeah.
Vape life is suspended. Like a year. It's like dog years. Vape life is like dog years. That's what it is.
Oh, I know. It's like, just think of all the products that have come out in that span. I mean, it's thousands, dude. It's
mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. But anyway, fucking Matt hit me up. We ended up doing that. So this is what got crazy. Somehow it worked out that Vapor Dynasty Expo, they wanted to have both of us, they specifically wanted me and Matt, to come to their shit in Phoenix, Arizona. And this was, what was this, this was in 2014 also, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like probably the fall of 2014.
Right. So yeah, it was fucking crazy. We ended up, should we tell them the story about the condo that we got?
So we didn't realize that we were staying in the same condo, and mine and Vanessa's flight got in super duper late. Like, it was like midnight or something like that. And the guy told us about this lockbox to get the key on the outside. So we get the key, we go to open the door, and we walk in, and I just hear a guy. This is the first time Twisted and I were ever face to face, just going, "Who goes there?"
Bro, I've never said that in my life either. It's like I woke up out of my sleep, I heard someone at the door, and the only thing I could muster out was, "Who goes there?"
Yeah, he was ready to murder me.
I was speaking in like fucking medieval times. What art thou asking today? It was ridiculous. So we're like, what the fuck? Me and the wife get up, or she might have stayed asleep. We meet Vanessa and Matt basically at 2 a.m. Because me and the wife got there, we ordered pizza, we were hanging out watching TV, we had the whole place there, so we were enjoying it. And it'd be different if they would have warned us, but the people who put on the thing, they didn't tell us nothing. So that was the first thing. And then next morning, we all wake up, get our shit together, and introduce each other. Like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
This is awkward, but we made the fucking best of it, damn it.
Yeah.
We made the
And
best.
then we got in those silly robot suits and wrestled.
Those fucking robot suits, people. A lot of you new people who are newer here might not know about this because this was, like I said, ancient. We got in giant inflatable robot suits that were filled with air constantly, and we fought.
Yeah.
We were trying to win like a Beyond Vape blood-coated hybrid mod, I think. That was the grand prize. We didn't really give a shit about that, I'm sure, but yeah, we were trying to win that. Bro, that was one of the worst but most fun things I've experienced in my entire life.
Oh yeah, you think that those robot suits would be like enjoyable? They're not. That was such a workout. I don't think I've had that much of a workout since then.
I almost had a heart attack. I'm almost sure. I think I almost had a heart attack, and they wanted us to go like
afterwards or something.
I threw up, and yeah. I'll get to that. Don't worry, I'm not. I'll explain all that in a minute. All right. So they wanted us to go like fucking best of 10 rounds. We made it, I think, 3 rounds. Matt took me down, I took him down, and then I just fell on top of him at the end. And then all we were trying to do, it was like giving birth. It was like Jim Carrey on Ace Ventura when he's getting out of the back of the rhino. We were squeezing out of those things, sweat everywhere. Oh, it was so, and I hadn't eaten anything that day. All I drank was a Rockstar, and it's like 2 or 3 in the evening. Needless to say, I went outside and puked all over the place. There was people walking up with their kids, families everywhere, and I just sat down on the steps and started puking.
Yeah, the hardest part about those things was standing up. Once you hit the ground, it was so hard to get up.
It took all your body strength. It was fucking ridiculous, man. It was ridiculous.
And the suits were like made for people, like small people. You and I are both, larger gentlemen.
We're on the larger side, yeah. Especially me. Yeah, it was crazy. For people who don't know, when this video's over, I'm gonna link it in the description so you can go watch us almost die on film for your enjoyment. My wife recorded that video on my cell phone. She recorded me almost die. It was rough. It was fucking rough.
Yeah. Good times, though.
Yeah, good times. So, needless to say, people, me and Matt go way back. Okay? We go way back, and you kind of know how we got started together. Now, Matt, what I want you to do is kind of explain your background. Maybe you can throw in where you're from if you want to. But explain your background, how long you smoked, how you got into vaping, how you got into videos. Basically, give me a rundown.
Well, I grew up in Washington State, Federal Way and Seattle, if anybody knows where that's at. Well, people know where Seattle is, but Federal Way is just like 20 minutes south.
I know now.
And then I moved to Montana when I was like 24 for my ex-wife. But I started smoking at like the age of 16. And so I smoked from like 16 to 31 or something. So like 15 years. And the reason I started vaping was because I always wanted to quit smoking, but I had lip cancer, like squamous cell carcinoma on my lip, and I was still having even after that like diagnosis, I had to have surgery and shit. I still kept smoking. Like I started smoking after that.
And a lot of people don't know that. Yeah, like I'm sure I know you've mentioned it before. We talked about it, but a lot of people just don't know that. Yeah, you actually had cancer at one point.
Yeah. And so, vape, I remember I saw people vaping like in the mall or something that, like there was some weird device. And, so then I just started researching it, and I'm the type of person, like when I research something, I obsess about it.
Much like myself, sir.
Yeah, that's all I read about. And then next thing you know, I'm buying vaporizer gear and watching like you and Grim and Phil. Those were like my three, I think. Yeah, those are my top three for sure at the time. And next thing you know, Vanessa and I started a channel. It was kind of just on a whim. We didn't really think it was ever going to go anywhere.
Right. I think that's all of us initially. It was just, hey, this will be fun. It's something to do. Let's see what happens. Then here you are, 200,000 subscribers later. Congratulations, by the way.
Thanks, buddy.
That is quite the milestone. There's nothing to scoff at. That's quite the achievement, man.
Well, same to you. I remember when I reached out to you, you had probably about 10,000 subscribers.
No shit.
And I thought like but that was big for vaping.
For vaping, that was, at the time.
I mean, at the time, I think Grim had the most subscribers, and his were maybe around like 40,000. Yeah. And that was before like Rip's channel took off and stuff. And so, it's blown up, crazy big compared to what it was 4 years ago.
Oh yeah. I think and it's just kind of natural progression, I think, to an extent too. So many more people are quitting smoking and turning to vaping that you got that many more eyeballs on YouTube looking up gear and so forth,
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's awesome. And one thing I want to get out of the way early, and I know it's hard to talk about yourself in this kind of light, at least for me, and I know we're similar people. What do you think? Now, I'm going to give you my take on it, but what do you think was part of your success coming up on YouTube? We all know consistency is key, without a doubt. But what do you think specifically your channel, what do you think was a success? What helped you get to where you are?
I mean, having a pretty girlfriend definitely helped.
I was gonna.
But I mean, I also like. At the time, there weren't as many products out on the market, but the things that I was interested in were like the things everyone was interested in, like K-Funds and, it was like all the rebuildables. The rebuildables were all clones back then.
Right.
And so, you couldn't buy like a rebuildable non-clone for more than like $100, except for like the iGo W and shit like that.
That thing was a godsend when it arrived on the market.
And so, I think I picked certain products that were pretty popular too, and there weren't as many YouTubers out there. But I mean, a lot of it is just like, the way I guess I look at it is a lot of it was luck. That's just like, it's the right place, right time kind of situation. It doesn't mean that you can't be, grow a vape channel now. We've seen other people do that.
Takes
like
the right person.
The newer crop, like Zophie, Mike Vapes, people like that.
Right.
But a lot of it's just sticking with it too. I see so many like in the past, I've seen quite a few promising vape channels, and they'll kind of start getting some footing, and then they just kind of drop off and maybe get burnt out and don't make videos anymore, or get less consistent. Consistency is huge on YouTube for the algorithm.
Huge.
I could be a lot better at it than I am.
Well, I still think you're doing pretty good. And one thing I want to mention, I want to say one thing. I think one of the reasons people like you, one of the reasons I liked you initially, is that you seem like a pretty unbiased, genuine person. Like, and that's not just applying to vaping. I'm friends with you on Facebook, and I see a lot of posts and everything. You're not easily guided, so you have your own opinion, and it feels genuine. That's one thing I want to say. A second thing is, Yeah, Vanessa initially probably helped a little bit. But as we have seen, Vanessa's been busy. You know, she's working. She's a busy woman. She's a successful woman. Shout out to Vanessa, by the way. She hasn't been around as much, but you've been able to sustain the channel. So that just goes to show it's not all about just two pretty faces. One pretty face can make it work.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've definitely gotten prettier as well.
You're aging well. Some people look better as they get older.
I mean, some people like, it's just like anything. Some people like my content, some people don't. Some people think I'm boring, and some people, that's what's great about YouTube is I think a lot of people connect with different types of folks. And so, you know, you might have somebody that loves your channel but hates mine, and then there might be a vice versa. But that's what's great about YouTube is there's so much different content out there that's like, there's kind of different people for, you know, who do you like? You know, there's certain people that love the hour-long reviews like that Phil does, that where he shows all the charts and stuff like that. And then there's other people that like a 10-minute video. It's just It's great that we have so much variety. Right.
And that's something a lot of these YouTube channels, I would say, we're very polarizing. Like, if somebody doesn't like your delivery or what you're about, they're not going to be like, and me, you know, I think we're all very polarizing, and that could be what amounts to part of the success. You know, people either love us or hate us, I guess is what you could say.
Yeah, definitely. Some people are saying that they're getting some echo from me.
Yeah, I fixed it. I think I had you up too loud on my end.
Oh,
so
okay.
I just backed you down a little bit, and they say it's fine.
But yeah, it's just even with other genres, you know, like I watch a lot of camera videos, and there's some popular camera reviewers I love and some others that I just don't like. I don't like their delivery, you know, and I can't even put my finger on why or why not, but it's just different strokes for different folks, man.
That is it, my man. That's 100% it. Let me get to my list of questions real quick. Hold on one second. So far, so good. People, you're learning some good stuff about Matt here. And that just goes to show I quit smoking once before. He said he had the lip cancer thing. He kept smoking even after it was. We're some stubborn people.
Oh, yeah.
We're stubborn, obsessive people. And I think that's why me and Matthew get along.
Nicotine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, right. Okay. All right, Matt, I want to ask you, this is a pretty generic question, but I'm pretty sure you have good input, because one thing I can say about you, good sir, is that you're intelligent. You do your research. There's certain things, if you have a passion for things and you research them. I have a passion for stuff that's useless. You know what I mean? There's a difference here. But,
well, I mean, mine's kind of the same way. I mean, you've seen me banter before on Facebook. It's
right.
Never goes anywhere.
I could say you could put a better cohesive message together than I can on some matters. I will say that for sure, because you're good with it. Like advocacy, which we're going to talk about here shortly as well. We can't have Matt on a live stream and not talk about some fucking advocacy, people. But one thing I was going to ask you, now, like I said, back to the generic question. What do you think about the current state of vaping?
Well, that's a loaded question. I mean, for as long as I've been vaping and you've been vaping, there's always been something up in the air, right? Whether like back in 2014, it was like we knew that there was going to be FDA regs coming, and then they finally came in 2016. And then, you know, now there's more regulation or what's going to happen. You know, the FDA's cracking down on labels. And so, I mean, I guess it depends on what part of vaping, like as far as vaping's future. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, okay. We're going to get, that's going to be another question. I'm trying to drag this shit out. But no, as far as like, let's say products, innovation in general, like what do you think about, like let's say not the FDA, not YouTube in general, just vaping, the products. What do you think about the current state of it?
I mean, I think that it's kind of been this way for years now, where we see oversaturation, where, you know, people always say like, you know, vaping's stagnant, but they've been saying that for like years now. where,
Right.
RDTAs get popular, and then you see like 100 RDTAs come out in the market, and then squonkers get popular, and then you see hundreds of squonkers come out on the market. And so it's just kind of been the same thing,
Yeah.
where you have different trends, and then everybody is like trying to get in on that trend until it just kind of hits that breaking point. And the companies, the manufacturers usually realize where the breaking point is before any of us consumers do. And that's when they go to something new. Well, squonkers aren't selling as well now. Our numbers are down. We need to find something else. And
Right.
so,
Right.
I think that it's been a little more incremental, especially when it comes to mods, over the last couple of years. So there hasn't been as much innovation. I mean, there's still been some cool stuff. Obviously, the DNA has always kind of pushed the boundary, but there's not as big a jumps, I guess. But I mean, I don't think that it's necessarily a bad thing. I mean, the more that come onto the market, the more competition there is, the more they're constantly trying to one up each other. And so, yeah, I think that there's probably products coming out. There's probably too many products hitting the market, but really that's up to the market to decide, right?
That's
like
it.
If the companies are going to if the companies keep making the same sub-ohm tank or the same mod, it's because it's still selling for them.
Right.
And so we might think, God, there's way too many freaking 200-watt mods, but they're still making them because they're still selling.
Yeah,
so.
That's it. The numbers don't lie. that's the quickest way. The analytics will always tell you what's going on, especially with those huge companies. They probably can shift the momentum of different things. It just depends on when they feel. The big, like Smock started saying, fucking tomorrow we're gonna have fucking mods with dildo attachments, and if those fuckers sell 100,000 of them, you can rest assured we're about to start seeing about 50 more dildo attachments from all kinds of companies.
And there's definitely like some stories out there about how they have spies in each other's companies and stuff.
Yeah,
and so they know what each other are working on. I mean, how is it that, one company puts something out and then 2 weeks later another company puts something out?
Yeah, there's some inside. It's crazy over there in China. I still need to make it over. I could have went in fucking February. I should have.
I know. I need to go too.
I know, it's fucking horrible. But yeah, no, I agree with you, especially coming from a reviewer to reviewer. Fucking yeah, you can get tired of seeing some of the same shit come across your desk. It can get pretty redundant after a bit. But
I mean, I think that the state of like vaping for beginner vapors is better than it's ever been before. If you look at all the products for like the mouth to lung products now, all the pod systems, even just like the normal tanks that are for mouth to lung. I mean, there has never been that kind of variety. And, like I quit basically with like a pro tank, and those things you had to do different shit to them to make them work. and it was even worse years before I started vaping. If you look at some of like Grimm's old videos, they were having to take like, foam and pack them into cartomizers to make them work properly.
It was like a caveman trying to make fire back then to vape.
Oh yeah, I mean it was like that was what the videos were about back then, because they didn't have as many new products. So it's not like Grimm would be doing a review on a new product every day or every 2 days. It was like, how do I make this product work? Like how do they use that blue seafoam shit to like try to make atomizers work properly, stuff like that. It was very underground back then.
Oh yeah, it's crazy to see how far it's come, man. It really is. It's fucking nuts. Hold on one second. Okay, here's something else. Okay, we talked a little bit about vaping. Oh my God, we're sick of it. All right? Let's talk a little bit about Matt. Matt, I want to know, what are some of your favorite hobbies or pastimes outside of vaping?
Well, I have a son, so I'm doing a lot of stuff with him.
Yeah, they take up a lot of time, the children out here.
But it's kind of fun because he's getting to the age where he does things that I enjoy too. Like we'll play video games together. He's, I've coached his basketball team 2 years in a row. And so when I have him, him and I are pretty busy doing stuff. As far as my own hobbies, I really love just tech in general. I'm a tech nerd. So like
yes.
whatever's new and cool, I get into. I love cameras, obviously, but then I love smart home crap and computers and you know phones and all that shit. Smart speakers, whatever. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
I
I kind
watch a
of
lot
knew
of
that.
YouTube videos outside of vaping.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, speaking of which, yeah, I'm about to say, I knew that. Me and Matt like a lot of the same stuff. We're both
Yeah.
techie little dorks. No, geek, actually. Geek is the proper word. There's a table.
That's PC?
Yeah, yeah. Geek is the PC way to say it. That's the proper nomenclature. Fuck. Oh, damn it. I just had it and lost it. Where was right back before that? Damn it. You just said something at the end.
We both like tech.
We both like tech. Fuck. Ah, damn it. It'll come back to me. I'm sorry. It's going to take a while to come back to me. Anyway, moving right along. This is fine. What do you got right there? What is that?
Cold brew coffee.
Man from Washington has to be a coffee connoisseur, I would think.
Well, I mean, I like this one's new. I haven't tried this one before. I mean, it's most cold brews are like more concentrated with caffeine. This one I don't think is as much. But yeah, I enjoy coffee.
Nice. As far as I want to ask you another question, bud. Just so people know, when you're not shooting vape reviews and stuff, what music do you like to listen to? You don't have to do a top 5 or top 3 or anything, but just give me a little taste of what you're into on a day-to-day basis.
It changes for me. Lately, I've been kind of like more nostalgic and listening to music that I was into in like the late 90s, early 2000s. I played in a pop punk band. I played drums. And so
Something else you might not know, people.
yeah, and so I don't play much anymore. But like some of the old like punk bands, pop punk bands, kind of like the post-hardcore emo stuff that was popular in the early 2000s.
Oh yeah, I
Like
love
Taking
that
Back
shit.
Sunday is still one of my favorite bands.
Oh, I just want to say it.
Oh, yeah. Like,
Oh.
and my son loves that stuff too.
Oh, really? That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. You
And
passed
so-
on some good music.
And
genes.
you know, it's like I feel like maybe it's just because I'm getting old, but I'll go and listen to like the alternative stations on Sirius now, and it's so soft. It's like the new generation's alternative music is all so soft. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't really bring out that emotion that the
without, I agree.
15, 20 years ago did.
100%. 100%. I try to jam out to some new shit sometimes, and some of it I end up liking. But like I've been on a bunch of as of late. It's funny you mentioned Dashboard Confessional.
Oh, yeah.
Taking Back Sunday. Just fucking going emo all over, just crying in the car for no reason.
I saw Dashboard Confessional back in the day, like before he had his band where it was just him and the acoustic guitar.
Oh, nice.
And it was like a little club with like 100 people, and that was just an awesome show.
Oh, bro, that would have been badass. I love that. I love the music. Like their first 2 albums, I fucking can just jam the whole thing.
Yeah.
Just amazing. Yeah, but
Some
I'm
of
also
those songs, like you
listening
could
to.
just. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go ahead. I'm sorry. I cut you off.
Oh, it's just like they just stick in your head for days.
Oh,
But
yeah.
like that music was just like great for breakups. You know.
Breakups, drives.
Yeah. Anytime you wanted to just feel kind of emo, that's
Yeah.
the shit you put on.
Yeah, I'm on kind of a reggae kick right now with some Sublime and some old Bob and a few different things. I've been jamming out to that, like kind of vibing. You
That's
know what I
good
mean?
stuff
Kind of
too.
vibing out.
I go through phases like that as well. Like I still listen to some hip hop and stuff like that, but I love reggae. And like occasionally I'll even turn on like some 80s new wave stuff, you know?
Yes. The 80s new wave. See, that's what I can appreciate about you also, Matt. You got an eclectic liking of music, culture. You kind of assimilate with all of it, and that's what makes you pretty relatable, I'd say.
Well, thanks, buddy.
I just want you to know
I think
that.
you're pretty swell also.
Oh, stop it, you. No, it's funny. Like people probably can't tell. You know, we're old ass dudes now. How old are you now, Matt? Let people know that right now.
I'm 36.
Matthew is 36.
How old are you?
I just turned 34 in April.
That's right. I'm
Yeah.
2 years older than you.
I'm right in that sweet spot though. Yeah.
Yeah. It's starting to get depressing though because I'm turning 37 later this year, and
Ooh,
then
that's close to
3
40.
years until 40, dude.
Ooh, bro, 40 is the scariest fucking shit.
I know.
I couldn't
remember
believe
my 30th birthday. That was like my first depressing birthday because it all just kind of hits you at once. Like
I
my
hated
20s
it.
are gone. I squandered my 20s.
You
Why
know,
was I married during my 20s?
only thing cool, it sucked. I was still pretty depressed about it, and I don't even get depressed. Only thing cool about when I turned 30, it seems like when I turned 30, I got my shit together. Or I started making more money. I guess is what I could say.
Yeah.
So I guess
Yeah,
that was like a
definitely.
highlight.
I mean, I was broke most of my 20s.
Yeah, me too. Very, very broke. We lived off good spirit. That's the best way I could say it. But yeah,
Well,
we're getting.
your mind's so well. See, I got married. I was 25, and then before that, it's like your mind's consumed with just girls and social stuff.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like, you just want to make enough money to be able to pay your rent and eat and go to the bars, and
That was it.
that's the only concern.
Yeah, yeah. I got married at 24. Actually, now that you mentioned, you were 25. I was 24.
Yeah,
We're so alike, bro.
Mine only lasted for like 3.5 years.
Oh, this isn't Vanessa we're talking about. Okay, never mind. That's right.
Vanessa and I aren't married.
Oh shit, that's right.
It's the longest relationship I've ever had, but we're not married.
Oh shit, my bad. Fuck. Okay.
We might do it at some point.
Yeah, it's no big deal. We were just young, and it worked out. Unlike yours, but you know what? That's life.
It is.
That is life, and it worked out for the best because Vanessa's pretty awesome.
Well, I mean, I think some people like they almost need that learning lesson, and some don't. Like I think I kind of needed to go through a divorce and just kind of like it was just a total learning lesson for me. Like I'm way more easygoing now in relationships than I was back then.
Right.
You kind of have this idea of like how it's all supposed to be and what marriage is supposed to be like, and you learn a lot of that from like movies and stuff like that. When it's not, anytime you have a problem, you kind of freak out like, well, this means we're not meant to be together.
Yeah.
And it's just like once you get older, it's like it's just all relationships have problems.
Everybody, and a lot of people you will realize are much worse than your own. All you gotta do is listen to a friend or two.
Oh yeah, for sure. But the funny thing is now with social media, everybody's like so busy trying to like show, make their lives look like they're perfect.
I know, and I know. It's all a facade. That's why it's good to keep it real. We got a few real ones out here that let you know, hey, my week was fucked up, but here's a review. We still us vape reviewers, we push through, damn it. But you know what though? The whole thing, I seen somebody's had a comment. They said time is an illusion. D. Williams says time is an illusion. You can still have fun in your 40s, and I agree 110%. I plan to still be doing YouTube when I'm 60, if nothing else, just for fun. And I'm probably still gonna be into like the latest tech. And I see you as being almost that same guy in an older age.
Yeah, definitely. It's not that I don't think it'll be fun. It's just like you start looking back, like I start to feel like I'm middle-aged. Like most men in my family die around their late 60s, early 70s. So I'm about halfway there. And then you start thinking about that shit. And
bro, does it not seem like time goes by so much quicker when you're older?
Oh, way quicker, dude.
Bro, weeks fly by and I'm like, what the fuck?
I know.
But you know what? I will say, this is still on topic, but Mike Vapes was on last week. I did not know that guy's 45. He's doing good for a 45-year-old.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks younger than that, for sure.
Yeah, he does. He looks pretty good.
But he seems like...
in the chat? I thought I just saw him.
Was Mike in here?
Mike, you're a sexy old man if you can hear.
Yeah, if you're reading this, Mike. Yeah, no, that was impressive. Yeah, so look at him, though. You can tell that dude's still energetic, full of life. We can be that person too.
He's got more energy than I do.
Yeah, fucker puts out more videos than us, right?
Yeah. Machine.
He's a machine. Okay, I got another question. This is one from my buddy Vaping with Mr. Just Right, Joel. Okay, and he wanted to know, how do you feel knowing that your S&M I always want to say S&M. He feels, this is what he thinks, and he wants to know how you feel knowing that your products might have possibly saved Wodofo and changed their market, the way they do things, their products moving forward.
I don't know. I mean, did they?
That's what Joel feels that way. And when he said it and asked me to ask you, I was like, there's something to that. I think that your products with Wotofo got them back on the right track, quite possibly.
Maybe. I mean, the SMM did well. The nudges didn't do super great. But
I love the nudges.
The SMM definitely did good. I mean, if that helps them get on the right track, then that's great. I've always loved Leon.
We all love Leon.
Dude, Leon's one of my favorite guys out of all the Chinese company owners. Leon's one of the sweetest guys. Like, have you met him in real life before? Oh yeah, you have. He's been to your house, right?
Several times, yeah.
Yeah.
I rescued him off the side of a road.
Yeah, he said, like, how can you not like that guy?
Oh, he's great. He's great.
He's so cool.
Yeah, he's good people. Joel knows him all too well.
You know, the funny thing about him too is like he's so humble that for the first couple of years I knew him, I didn't even know he was an owner. I thought that he just worked for Wotofo. He never said, "I'm an owner of Wotofo."
Yeah, no, wait. Yeah, I didn't.
He's one of like 3 owners.
Well, see, you never met the owner. Have you met the owner? Okay, well, except for like the last couple of times, almost every time he always came down with him. And he's a good dude. Name is Sky.
Yeah, because that's like the main. That's was like the first owner, right? And then he brought on like the 2 other guys as partner owners, basically.
It's so cool knowing these companies too. Like, and it sucks like knowing them so well. Then they put out something you're not the biggest fan of. You still got to do it. That's part of the business. Like, you guys are great, but I'm sorry, this was shit this time. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, the good ones usually don't get triggered. I mean,
none of them do.
You'll hear about it once in a while. Like some company, it's usually like the new companies, and they, they'll get a bad review and then they'll start threatening a reviewer.
That's a big fuck up.
But like with the guys that have been around a while, the companies that have been around a while, like they're usually fairly humble about it and just like, thanks for letting us know. Thanks for, giving us your input. We'll try to do better next time. Stuff like that.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. I mean, we both need to go to China at some point. We all need to go, like a big gang of us. Just go fucking mobbing through all the factories. Like, what up? There's a camera in your face, bitch. You better be making that mob right.
It would be so cool to see.
Yeah, I want to do it. It's gonna have to happen at some point, definitely. Okay, I got another question for you, Matt. This is another question from Joel, and it's a good one. I always got to mention it because he gave me the question.
Speaking of Joel's Mr. Just Right.
Vaping
right?
with Mr. Just Right.
Yeah. Isn't he on Vape Stew?
He's on Vape Stew, yes.
See, because I'm on Vape Stew tonight with them.
Oh, shit.
So now Joel's using up all his questions in this show.
Oh, you're fucking up, Joel. You got to save that shit for the stew tonight, buddy. I'm going to me and my wife, we just like to kick it on nights and weekends. I'm going to make it to one of these night streams, though, one night, and I'm going to get some alcohol in me, and it's going to be fucked.
Normally, I have my son on Friday nights, but I don't have him this week, so it worked out. But yeah. Nice. Normally Friday nights are a no-go. Anyway, sorry. What was the question?
Yeah, because my fucking brain's a piece of shit. I'll forget. If there was one vape reviewer you could fight in a boxing match for charity, who would it be and why? Can't be me either. We already did something similar.
Yeah. God, that's tough.
Think about it. I know it's not easy.
There's none that I really want to like beat up or anything.
I understand. But let's say
I would honestly though, I'd have to say Rip just because I've never met him in real life.
You can meet him at least and kick his ass. Yeah. Who would you? Okay, Matt versus Rip, boxing match for advocacy. Who's the referee of that match?
You'd need someone pretty that's not very biased. That's gonna really hone in. But then again, it would be funny having someone like Indoor Smokers.
Indoor Smokers would be the perfect ref for that fight. I think he would be the absolute perfect ref for that fight. I'd pay good money for it. Damn it. We need to start a vaping fucking fight club for advocacy money. So we can buy some lobbyists.
How about you?
Hey, I'm up for it, bro. I'll go.
No, but I mean, who would you fight?
If I had to fight one person, like I said, there's only a couple of people whose asses I probably would kick, but I don't want to mention their names. But if I had to go toe to toe with someone that I enjoy, me and Phil Basardo in the ring, celebrity boxing.
Yeah.
And he used to be a bouncer.
Mm-hmm.
I met Phil. Phil was the first vaping celebrity I met. I know this isn't about me. I'm supposed to be questioning Matt, but this is juicy. Phil Basardo was the first vaping celebrity I met. I freaked out. It was so cool. But after talking to him for a little bit, we talked about some shit I can't mention here. But one of those things is in New York City. He was a bouncer in the 80s. And from what I can see, he's still pretty yoked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think me and Phil,
he's a solid dude.
He's a big solid dude. I'd like a challenge. But I would want the referee to be, this is random as fuck. What was his name? JC West. I want JC West to be the referee of that boxing match. Talk about a blast from the past.
That's a blast from the past right there.
I used to watch his videos, man.
Yeah.
Way
he was a
back
very
in the day.
opinionated dude.
He's very
I'd watch his
opinionated.
videos, and sometimes he would fucking piss me off.
Yeah, the whole Caravella mod thing.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Take it back. Let's flip it around. JC West wasn't as good as I remember. I want JC West in the ring, Phil Basardo refereeing.
I know there's not really any like active reviewers now that I really like hate or anything. So I mean, I'd feel bad fighting any of them, but I'd do it for charity.
Yeah. There's nobody on the shit list. There was one other question that involved your lips that Joel wanted me to ask. Oh, he left me a nice message. Hold on one
That's
second.
nice of him.
We got a bromance going. Let me see. Shit. Damn it. Maybe he'll tell me. It's something about the lips. There were some lips involved. It was sexual too.
I'm assuming something about them being small.
Well, now, Matt, that's the one thing I didn't want to have to get to on this interview. And that was those beautiful small lips.
It was always going to go there.
He said it was never not going to be about the lips. I think you got a good anatomy. And I think they're good lips. I think they could be pleasurable lips. and I don't think that they deserve all the bashing that they get. Okay?
Well, let me tell you this. My mouth's always been small, so I'm not trying to take away from that.
Yeah.
But when I am heavier, my cheeks get bigger, but my mouth doesn't get bigger with them.
Oh.
And so, like right now, I probably at my heaviest, I've been like 270. Right now, I'm like 248. When I'm like 210 to 220, it's not my face shrinks down a little bit through here. And
Gotcha.
so, I mean, I still got a small mouth. I'm not trying to say I don't.
I get it. No, you're right. I'm not taking nothing away from it. That makes good sense. Because I've seen pictures of you as a youngster out in your party clubbing days. And you were quite thin, and the lips were in proportion.
Yeah, they're a little better.
A little bit. But you know what? You're looking good right now. What you say you're 240? That's doing good. I'm trying to get back into about, that range. So,
It's tougher the older you get, man.
Fuck me,
like
it is.
I've been pretty strict with the way I've been eating for the last few months, and like I'm losing weight, but it's waste. I used to be able to gain weight fast, but also lose it fast.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Like in my 20s, like I had one month where I'm just like, okay, I need to get in shape. I lost over 30 pounds in a month. Like there's no way I could do that now.
Oh fuck! It take you a year. At this point,
Yeah.
fucking getting up there, man. Fuck. Damn. Okay, I got another question for you, Matthew. All right. And this question is very important. Okay. We're getting real off in it at this point. Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
And this is another question I stole from Joel, honestly. If you could take away one thing from vaping, what would it be and why? Remove it.
Just get something I could get rid of. Oh man.
Yes.
That Joel.
That fucking Joel, bro. He does this shit to me. We'll just be chilling. I'll be fucking Blaze. He'll be like, "Hey, fucking hit me with some deep ass quote." I'm like, "Bro, I don't know. I don't know."
I need to start talking with Joel.
You got to talk to Joel, man. He's a wise guy.
I mean, I understand that this is generic, but it's always been something that has been a problem, and that's all the fucking drama. And I'm talking about mostly like the advocacy side of the drama. Ever since about 2016, every time there's stressful situations going on with the state of the industry, people start turning on each other, and you'll be in Facebook and it'll just be all out war. Another thing that bothers me is that when people weaponize their followers. So, for example, there's a lot of like Facebook groups out there, a lot of popular Facebook groups, and sometimes like one person will have a problem, or maybe one of the admins in that group will have a problem with somebody else. Sometimes it's totally valid, don't get me wrong. If it's something that like, they're all going after someone else over and it's valid, then okay. But it's like people feel like they take sides. Like there's like these groups that all of a sudden feel like they have to take a side and they're all like warring and shit. Like that's one thing I've always not liked is like the weaponizing your followers.
I'm going to send my army.
Yeah.
My army's coming for you. Yeah, that's not cool, man. That's not cool. But you know what, though? Here's something you got to realize. Like, a lot of these people, especially some that become popular, the whole weaponizing of their followers, it's just a magnification of who they are. Some people get a little bit of light shining on them, and they fucking, they thrive on it, and they use their position simply for evil, not for good. And it's not anything wrong with the vaping industry, not anything we've done. It's them. It's them just being fucking they're in front of these people and I got all these, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's I would never send, hey, this dude was talking about me, Twisted Army. He doesn't agree with me, Twisted Army. Go fucking attack him.
Yeah.
I hate that shit.
Whole kind of like tribal mindset where people all want to belong to one group and feel like that's all they have to,
they can
they have to follow that. And don't get me wrong, there's groups out there that have done good, like even groups like the Vaping Legion, they've done some good stuff. But like I'm talking like when it's just, like say I have a Facebook group and you have a Facebook group and I start talking shit about you and get my followers to all come start trolling you. It's like that kind of shit. It happens constantly. Like it was really bad like when I was into high-end gear and like some of those high-end groups, man.
Toxic.
They were always like that. Like one person would have a problem with somebody outside of that group, and everybody in that high-end group, it was like a cult. It was just like, it was ridiculous.
Yeah. Nobody likes that. That mob mentality is horrible. It is horrible. But yeah, that's a great answer. Fantastic answer, sir. Thank you for answering the hard questions. That's why we got you here, for the hard questions.
You betcha.
All right, now, Matt, here's something. I want to know, what is your review process like? Like, as far as, let's say you're getting ready to shoot a video, like you wake up, like me, myself, a lot of people know I wake up butt crack of dawn, start fucking around. But like, how do you plan out a review? Like, let us know your review process.
It depends. I mean, I've had times where I'll film an up close and then I won't even film the rest of it for a couple days. I'll like film me up close, use the product for a while, and then do like my final statements or whatever. It kind of depends on the product, but I almost always film the up close first. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then film the rest of it. But nice. How detailed are you wanting me to go here? Like as far as like the
I mean, I guess no. That's and I think that's similar to how probably a lot of us are doing it now. But that's probably just want to know. It's kind of like what's your process like? Everybody, it's leading up to some other stuff. I know most of us like to use stuff a couple of weeks to a month. We all know these different things. But one thing that I got to say, I'm a big fan of. When I get on YouTube, there are certain channels I love to watch. Marcus Brownlee, MKBHD.
Yeah.
Mr. Mobile, Michael Fisher. Mm-hmm. There's a bunch of people I like to watch, and there's one thing that draws me to him, and I think it draws my eyes to him, and that's the crispiness. You, sir, are also part of Vape Team Crispy, and I like to consider myself a member as well. I would like to, I want you to let people know some stuff about your gear, your editing software. Let people know your camera rig. Maybe there's some aspiring YouTubers out here watching this right now. Maybe they want to know what gear you're rocking to get your videos to look so fucking crisp.
Well,
I already know most of it, but
yeah, I think first off, the reason I started getting more into that stuff was a big part of it was for myself. Like, I don't feel like the extra time I've put into making things crispier really like paid off as far as got me more viewers. I don't feel like most people really appreciate it.
They do.
Some do. Don't get me wrong. I'm not. Some do, but I feel like I did it a big portion of it for myself to keep me into it. You know, like, so it's not the constant same old thing. And so that's part of the process of making videos is what also keeps me into, you know what I mean, into the whole thing. Like, obviously I love vape gear, but when you've been doing this for 4 years, like, there's times where you get kind of burnt out. Things do feel stale and whatever.
Preaching to the choir, buddy.
Yeah. And so at those moments, it's like the process of making the video is also what keeps you intrigued. But I mean, as far as gear goes, we use the same camera right now, right? You use a GH5 still?
Yeah, Panasonic GH5s on both ends.
Yeah. I've swapped around a lot. I've used Sony's. I was using a Sony A6500 for a while. I used to use Canons, but when I started, I wanted to do 4K. So
Here's a fun fact for people. Matt got me to get my Panasonic G7, which started me down the line of Panasonic lenses and so forth.
Yeah. Yeah, Panasonic makes good stuff. The only thing that sucks on Panasonics is the autofocus isn't that great.
Now, here's something me and Matt we're alike in so many fucking ways, but in one way that we are complete polar opposites, and that's ecosystems. I'm PC and Android. Matt is an Apple man.
I am.
So, letting people know, that's kind of a preface. You use Final Cut Pro. Is that what you're using for editing nowadays?
Yep, that is what I use.
And I gotta say, I like your editing. And I want to go back to what you said. Something that really, I'm glad I got to talk to you about this. I'm glad the people are getting to hear it. Some shit you gotta do for yourself. Like, you want people to see the output, like the quality and everything. But some parts, the same thing that drives Matt, same thing that drives me. If I don't upgrade and try new things, I might lose my passion. So the editing that you see, the music, the montages that Matt does, that I do, even though we do them different, that's a good chunk of that's for us. I know. I'll rewatch some of my intros over and over. I'll stay away from the rest of the review, but I'll be like, ooh, nice. The music. It
makes it fun. And you know what I wish is that, well, I don't know if I wish this completely, but if you look at, like you brought up MKBHD, right? With that genre of video, those tech videos, they don't, that industry doesn't move as fast. And so they only have to put out, 1 or 2 a week. Right. And MKBHD can sit there and spend a couple days filming and editing on one video. In our industry, we can't really do that. Because things it's going so fast. There's so many products. Obviously, there's other reviewers out there that put up videos fast and whatnot. And so, if we were to put up just one video a week, it just wouldn't, it wouldn't work with
It
the
wouldn't work.
algorithm. It wouldn't work with the algorithm.
No.
And so I kind of do wish at some point, it was slower just so you could spend more time on a video. So like, it's hard for me because there's a lot of things I want to do,
Yes.
but I don't do just to keep my workflow fast enough.
Yes. Yes. See, that's what I'm saying, man. It's like first world problems, but that's the struggle. Ideally, I want to put out 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then I could take time, conceptualize, apply new ideas, do extra filming, extra B-roll. Like I'm sure, which is what you would like to do. Plan your videos out more, go crazy with them.
Do them in different places, like all kinds of shit.
Exactly. That 100%. And it unfortunately, it just moves too fast. The workflow is so constant, you can't afford to put up 1 or 2 videos a week. And if you do,
I mean, there's just so much stuff. Like there's so many products out there. And so, and you get viewers that are like, anytime I put up a review late, like say the product's been out a month, I always get shit for it.
Oh, that's enough. Yeah. That's
I still
another
do
problem.
it, but I mean, people are like, Matt, you're slipping.
Yeah. People are, oh, fuck, bro, this has been out a month. I'm like, well, fuck, I put out fucking, did you not see the other videos? But yeah, that's the sucky thing too. I get those comments too. Quick shout out to William Bryant, who says, what it do from California? Shout out to the homie. Thank you for the donation, by the way. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. If you let 2 or 3 big reviewers put some shit out and you ain't put it out yet in like a week or 2.
Oh yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
You're fucking.
It's just like it works in the tech industry because there's just not as much shit. I mean, there's only one. Well, I'm sorry, there's multiple versions of it. But as far as iPhones, they come out with a new iPhone once a year, or like a new iMac comes out once a year, or smart speakers or whatever, And so they can kind of afford to do that. But in our industry, it's just like stuff's moving too fast to be able to do that kind of stuff.
People, bear with us. I can understand. I personally understand. Us reviewers can get complacent. You can get bored with the content. Oh, another fucking squonker, another pod device. It's up to us, the content creators, the entertainers. Well, Matt's more of an educator. He's still entertaining too. But it's up to us to spice it up, to give you a reason to keep coming back. But yeah, it's hard out here in these streets. It's hard, man.
Yeah. It's funny though, because we talk about this stuff like we're complaining, but I mean,
yeah, it's not a complaint.
We both realize that like we have pretty cool jobs.
Right.
Like, I feel lucky.
If anything, we're upset
that we can't. Only other reviewers understand this stuff. It's just like talking shop or whatever.
Yeah, it's like that's exactly what this is. That's exactly what this is. If anything, we're more frustrated that we can't bring you better videos.
There's that. There's that fine line there where like you want to try to make as good of a video as you can, but you also have to be time sensitive. And I haven't always been good at that. Like, I've gone at stretches where I've only put up, 2 videos in a week and stuff like that. And so it's tough, but I mean, I'm trying to really get more organized and streamline my workflow more.
Bro, let me tell you something. This is just a tip from you to me, because I've gotten really frustrated on what to do next, what order something was in, keeping the list and doing all this shit. And instead of letting it overwhelm you and you just saying fuck it, you just gotta just fucking go. Like, I just look at some shit, grab it, start using, take whatever you just gotta go. Like, that's the only thing that keeps me, that's the only way I can do it. It's just fucking you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
Speaking of which, Matt, I think you would love this phone. This is the Pixel XL2 Vanilla Android.
I almost got a second cell phone because I wanted that phone. But then I realized that was just so stupid because I don't need a second cell phone.
Bro, I broke my Note 8 in our pool because it was I had the screen replaced and it's compromised some of the waterproof capabilities. But I just got this on a whim because I could get it next day on Amazon. I am fucking Google. I'm sold, bro. The camera, the software.
I know the camera on that's awesome.
Oh my Jesus, bro! I'm a Samsung nut hugger, But Google's got my fucking attention. I can assure you. Definitely worth looking into.
Yeah, it's just like I'm at the point now where I'm so freaking.
You can't go back.
I'm not even like, okay, I use Apple products and I like them, but I'm not. There are times where I wish I wasn't in that ecosystem.
Right.
You know, I like the computers. For the phones though, like the iPhone 10 here, like I'm not that crazy about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I'm not gonna lie,
but I get it just because it works with my other shit.
No, I get that. If I want to tell the truth for just 1 second, there is one Apple thing that I would like to be able to mess with. And I've never said this before, but I would like to mess with Final Cut Pro. I think I would enjoy the editing software.
Yeah. Yeah. For like editing and like video editing, photo editing and stuff, like Macs are great.
Yeah, it was hard for me to say that, by the way, just now. Just want you to know.
But you're a gamer, though, too, and they're not great for that.
Yeah. This right here, what we're on right now, I could play anything, VR. I'm all into that shit, man. All into it. I'm a Toys R Us kid. Hey, speaking of which, that poster back there, Life is Beautiful, it is awesome that you've had that since the beginning.
Yep.
It's a beautiful art paint, too. I like that.
It's like it's just like one of those canvas prints, Vanessa's brother gave me that for my birthday like 5 years ago, but I've always really liked it, and it's just kind of followed me around.
Fucking, that's awesome. We just got some history on the Life is Beautiful painting in the background. People, I know you've been fucking wondering.
I know a lot of times people ask me if I have a green screen behind me, but there's no.
You want to know why? You want to know why they think that? Why? It's because of the crispiness, sir. When I first switched over to doing like nice depth of field lenses and stuff, I had people freaking out. They're like, "Bro, why are you using the green screen? Why don't you just go outside? You don't have to pretend you're outside."
Green screens are fun though. I got one of those Elgato green screens that pull up. Have you seen those?
No.
They it's kind of like okay, you know how like
for Twitch and shit.
You know how like in school you had like those projectors that you would pull down, you know?
Yeah.
And then it would roll back up. That's how this is, but the base is on the ground and it supports itself. So you pull it up and it stays there, it supports itself. And then when you're done, you just kind of give it a yank and it folds back into the case.
Oh. I want that.
Check it out. I mean, they're like $100, I think.
Well, see, I want to start, since I'm such a gamer, I want to start getting into Twitch and shit. And I know people like to see you while you're gaming. So I know one of those green screens would be good for superimposing myself in the corner while I'm gaming or something.
Yeah, definitely. I got it because like for our other channel too. Like we want to start doing more videos on that again.
Yeah, speaking of which, that channel, tell them about, what the name of your second channel is?
Matt and V.
Matt and V. They've had a couple of viral videos on that channel, by the way, people. And they put out some very entertaining videos. Now, I know they said some of them are cringeworthy. And I cringed maybe only once or twice.
Oh, there's definitely some cringe.
I had a couple of cringes, and it's hard to make me cringe, but I had a couple here and there.
Yeah.
But it's good stuff. Yeah, I haven't seen anything on there in a while.
Yeah, V's schedule is so rough. And then we got out of the whole routine of it, and it's been hard to get back in. Right now, we're like in the middle of trying, and it's been like this for a couple months, but what we're trying to do is change up this room. I mean, not this part where I'm filming, but we have an area over there. It's a big basement room, and where we want to have a second set where we're also going to have podcasts.
Ah, nice.
So like a second like filming set where we're going to film a podcast, but then we want to still do regular videos on it as well.
Okay.
So right now we're kind of planning that podcast out.
Okay, cool. That's good to know. That's very good to know. I like the videos. Yeah, if you don't, go check out Matt and V. If you're not subscribed, that's their second channel. They put up some good stuff over there. They're going to be putting up more soon.
The videos that have gone viral on that channel, they're ones that I just never would have guessed. Like, there's still one that gets comments on it like every freaking 30 minutes, like some brushing our teeth for 24 hours or something. It's got like 4 million views.
Holy shit. That's crazy.
And people just get so pissed at that because it's obviously we weren't really brushing our teeth for 24 hours.
Yeah, you looped it. Yeah. That's awesome. That's all. People love silly shit though. That's some silly shit, and you knew it. You were paying attention to the scene, and you knew it. Now, something else we want to talk about. As of recent, we had this flavor ban proposal that's been going on. Everybody knows about it. It's been a hot topic and everything. I figure the best person that would know. Do you know of any updates on anything that's going on with that?
No, I mean, there's still the comment period for it is still open till June, I believe, unless there's an extension, which there may very well be. And that survey was basically for that comment period. So people could do both. You can comment on it, but also that flavor survey was done because in that comment period, what the FDA wants is like true research. You know, like anecdotal stuff's good, talking about your own situation, but they wanted like true research. And that's why that survey was so important, because they had like 60-some thousand people or something in that survey. And so it was done with like FDA approved software for surveys, you know, that can be a published study. So it's like a published research study. And so there's not really any updates on that. I mean, whether it'll happen or not, I have no clue. Yeah. Because we have a new FDA, you know, and so like there's no telling exactly what's going through this guy's head. He'll say some things that seem pretty positive about vaping, and then he'll say some things that are pretty negative. Like he's playing both sides. So there's just no knowing exactly where he's wanting to go with this.
I see. Yeah, that's a whole sticky bun of things. I'm against all of it, of course, but I told people to go do it. I filled out the survey. I did my part. Told people to do their part. I still don't agree with it, damn it, and I'm always gonna voice my opinion. Hopefully, it doesn't sway others, you know, to not do it. But fuck, it's just I don't know. It's hard for me to just say a thing without inputting my extra on it.
Which part do you not agree with?
Well, here's my whole stance on it. I feel like the FDA knows what the fuck is up. Like this is all personal feelings for the most part. I know that they know what the fuck is up. All right, so this whole requesting comments and doing research and all this shit, it's bullshit. And plus, I don't know. It seems like they wouldn't give a shit either. Even if they did, they know there's been so much. There's been years of vaping. Data,
yes, and no. Like
analytics to an extent, and I understand. We're still not scratching. We're still just scratching the surface.
I think like with as far as just individual comments go, they can write that off. With the survey, it's by law they have to take that research into account when making their. And so, even at the very least, if it does nothing, the more comments there are, they have to go through all the data and all the information.
Yeah, if nothing else, it pisses them off, right?
And it takes longer. I mean, if you remember, the first comment period for the last regulations, that started in 2014, and they didn't come out with the regulations till 2016. So
yeah, that's
you know, I mean, a part of it's like, even if they were to ban flavors, you want to try to stretch that out for as long as possible. Right. Whether there be lawsuits involved, whether there be, you know, a change at the FDA, like we saw this regime change, and then the FDA pushed back a lot of the regulations that passed in 2016 to go all the way to 2022, which is a good thing. So, I mean, I get what you're saying. It's pretty hard not to be like pessimistic about things when we've seen the past, you know, but doing something's still better than doing nothing.
And that's what I said at the end of the day. At the end of the day, doing something's better than doing nothing. But damn it, it seemed like the FDA is an evil villain. They kidnapped your kids. You take them the money, they're still going to kill your kids anyway. That's how I feel about it. That's like there's no. It's up to their discretion completely. Like regardless of what they find out, that's how I see it. But like you said, there could be more to it. Maybe justice is real. Maybe laws and things matter. We'll
about
see.
Gottlieb, the head of the FDA now, you just don't know with him, like, because he's made other comments where he's pretty certain he's going to ban flavors in combustible tobacco. He's basically said that, but he keeps going back and forth on the vaping thing and talking about like, you know, childish flavors and stuff like that. So it's like there's just no knowing exactly what his plan is. I don't think that he, in his mind, thinks that he's going to ban all flavors right now. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, no, you're right. I will say at the end of the day, in my opinion, maybe the money just hasn't crossed the right hands yet. That's what I'm gonna say. Maybe we're waiting for that time to happen.
Yeah, I mean dude. A lot of it just has to do with money, obviously. I mean that's why a lot of these health organizations hate us because they're funded by the Master Settlement Agreement, and if that keeps going down because less people are smoking, then their funding goes down, and
Big
so
pharma.
there's a reason for a lot of different groups to hate vaping.
Yeah, yeah. It sucks. It sucks. But hey, you know what? We had the main man that does the research and knows more about advocacy than anybody else that I know in here, and we discussed advocacy a bit. We both gave our sides, and I feel like we can move on.
There's a lot of people that know a lot more than me, but
I don't. Yeah, maybe like Dimitri. He's about the only other person I know that might.
Yeah, see, I go to him when I have questions.
Shout out to Dimitri. He's the man fighting on the front lines for our vaping freedom. He's really out there doing it. He could just stay home and run his restaurant, but he's he's passionate. That's one of the best advocates I know. Shout out to Dimitri.
Yeah, he's a smart man.
He's been losing weight too. Congrats on the weight loss, Dimitri.
I know, man. He's skinny as a rail, that guy.
I saw that son of a bitch in Dallas, the show you were supposed to make it to, actually.
Oh, yeah.
And, bro, he came up, gave him a hug. Like, holy shit, he lost like a whole half of a Dimitri.
Yeah, he's tiny now.
Yeah, kudos to that guy. Now, Matt, away from vaping and blah, 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 and worrying about the man and fighting the man, I got another personal question for you here. What are some of your favorite movies, man? That way we know that much more about you, Mr. Matthew.
I'm a big fan of comedies, like Judd Apatow movies, especially like 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 Anchorman and Old School, 40-Year-Old Virgin, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. But then I also love like war movies, like Saving Private Ryan's amazing. I'm a big like history buff too. Like I like a lot of series, like HBO series, those types of shows.
Big TV movie watcher over here, guys, is what you need to know. Big TV. Oh, speaking of, I bought the 4K recently. Dunkirk.
Oh yeah,
really enjoyed it. Not a lot of dialogue throughout the movie, but the atmosphere that Nolan put together. Oh.
It was different from what I expected. I expected more like your conventional, World War II.
Me too.
Epic movie, but it was done well. I mean, I appreciated the cinematography for sure.
Yeah, all the switching directions over here, going back in time a little. It was all over the place. I got confused a little bit in the middle there. I'm not gonna lie, but it was a great movie. I think it was still pretty good.
Yeah.
Somebody, good. Lisa Majecki Wise says it's all about the De Niro. I'm a big Robert De Niro fan. I really do like a lot of his stuff. Are you a De Niro fan, Matt?
Yeah. I think, hold on, I gotta sneeze.
Bless you.
I think that she was talking about when we were talking about advocacy, the De Niro.
Oh, De Niro. Fuck. I thought we were, my bad. I went too far back. It hadn't updated yet. Fuck me. Not Robert De Niro. Money. FDA.
But I do like Robert De Niro as well.
Yeah, he's great. He is great. He's a national treasure. Shout out to Emmanuel Matkins. He donated $2. He said, I love you guys.
Well, thanks, buddy.
Thank you. That's very kind.
What's your favorite movie?
Bro, okay. As far as some that I could just rewatch over and over and over, Back to the Future 2 obviously is way up there for me. A lot of 80s stuff. I'm pretty nostalgic in that way.
Yeah.
But mob movies, huge. Casino, Goodfellas, A Bronx Tale, top dogs right there. Carlito's Way. Comedies, huge comedy guy. Me and my wife have watched Step Brother probably 500 times. Step Brothers is great. I love Will Ferrell.
Classic. Yeah.
Gotta love Will Ferrell, John C. Reilly. I love pretty much any comedy that's good. There's some shitty ones, but any good comedies. I like a lot of stand-up. But as far as movies, really, actually, the new Infinity War, went and saw it 3 times, by the way.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. I need to go see it.
That might be my favorite movie that's come out ever, just about. It's not just how many characters and everything, but Josh Brolin as Thanos. The stakes that were on the line. The meeting of all the characters that you've fallen in love with over the past 10 years. And the way the Russo brothers directed everything. Because, they did Arrested Development before this and a couple of other movies, but They just did Arrested Development before this. They did a fantastic. Go watch it. Go watch it twice.
Yeah, I need to go see it.
So fucking amazing. Deadpool 2 was also amazing.
Yeah, that's
so many cameos. I don't want to spoil any of that. Yeah, just some great movies, man. I'm a comic. Were you ever into comic books as a kid, Matt?
Little bit, not so much. I was way more into sports and like collecting baseball cards and basketball cards and shit.
See, that's weird. I did the sports. I played football for years. I collected basketball cards. I still got like a lot of money worth of basketball cards in my mom's house somewhere, and Pokemon cards. A few things, but comics, bro. I was like such a fucking. I read them. I read them a lot. And now that these movies are dropping like candy out of the sky, I'm just picking them.
See, I'm like, okay, I like those types of movies. I try to see most of them, but I'm way more into like the real shit, whether it be like true story stuff, like something war related, or just something like even like, you know, a thriller or whatever, but something that could actually happen in real life. And like even lately, well, not lately, probably the last 5-10 years, I watched so many damn documentaries.
Bro, they can be. You can get sucked into a rabbit hole on those. They're so intriguing.
I know. And you know, I mean, with a lot of documentaries, a lot of those are, you know, parts of it could be staged as well. But like, there's just so many good documentaries now, and good documentary series.
Yeah. I'm going to completely agree with you. I also love watching documentaries. As far as if you're a comic book fan and you're into documentaries, we are in the golden age of watching them. Netflix has been doing a really good job. Have you seen Evil Genius on Netflix?
Yep, that was good.
So good. So good. Yeah. I love that shit, man. Drama, mysteries, murders. It's all horrible, I guess, but still.
I know. That real life stuff, it's just like so intriguing.
Hard to believe some of it, man. It
actually happened.
Humanity.
I know.
It's fucking amazing. Hold on, we got a donation from Michael Tompkins, $5. Shout out to the homie. Trivia question for Twisted. I understand you enjoy video games, so I got faith. Which game from the mid-2000s became a movie starring Vin Diesel? Mid-2000s? Triple X? No, no, they didn't do it. Mid-2000s. Oh, fuck. Mid-2000s Vin Diesel. He had big things with Chronicles of Riddick. Well, not Chronicles, what was the first? Fuck.
Yeah, was it that first one? Not Chronicles of Riddick, but the
Triple X?
It was like a one-word name.
Oh, hold on. Fuck me. Damn you, Michael Tompkins. You're gonna fuck my brain up on this.
He's blind.
I'm not gonna Google it. Pitch Black was the first movie.
Yeah. Was there a video game?
Was Pitch Black a game before it became a movie?
Well, now you gotta freaking tell us, Michael Tompkins.
Fucking Michael, what's up, bro? That's fucking me up because I played 2000s, 90s. It doesn't matter. I played fucking everything, especially when Blockbuster was around. You can go rent shit. Oh my god, Vin Diesel. I know Vin Diesel movies. All right, that's gonna fuck me up. Michael, you better fucking. Oh, damn, he fucked. Oh, but bro, again, I've already gushed about it. We're talking about video games for a second. I know you like the game. If you have a PlayStation 4, people, buy it today. Detroit Become Human. Fuck me, bro. Matt, you got a PS4, Matt?
Yeah.
You need to digitally download that game right when we finish this fucking stream. That's how strong I feel about this game.
Oh, he said the last witch hunter bases off The Witcher. I gotcha.
Oh, I thought that was early 20. That wasn't in the 2000s. He did the Witch movie here recently where he was hunting them. That was like 2013 or something, right? I don't know.
I don't remember.
Damn it, Michael. You didn't have to donate again, by the way, but thank you. But I didn't know that. The last Witch Hunter became the basis for The Witcher. See, I haven't played The Witcher. I'm not big into RPGs. And I think it's an RPG, right? Action
yeah,
RPG?
me either.
I
think it is.
Yeah. Interesting.
I honestly, out of all video games, I play Madden the most.
Madden? That's like your top. What is one of your top franchises? Like, what's one of your favorite? We were talking about it before the stream. Me and Matt both appreciate campaign, story, single player.
Well, I'm like the same, just like what I was talking about with movies. I'm kind of that way with video games. So I like war video games, you know, like whether it be some of the Call of Duties that were actually more realistic or, Battlefield was cool.
Right.
Stuff like that. I'm not as into like the alien shit.
Right.
Maybe
Well,
I'm just really boring. I'm not as into that kind of stuff.
here's the thing. You need to play that Detroit game I'm talking about because I think it would really appeal. You're looking at a future society, like it's all so well constructed. You're looking at like real actors from movies. The story, I think you would like it. It seems like shit that could happen in the future as well.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's something that could happen, then I'm usually into it.
Yeah,
I'll
definitely
download
play it.
I'll play it this weekend.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
Because I like campaigns.
Yeah, this is all campaign.
Like, I'll play Madden online. You know, like I was like ranked in the top 1,000 at one point.
Holy shit.
But I'm not really into playing like the, multiplayer, like, Call of Duty type of stuff.
I got you. Shout out to George.
Do you play Fortnite?
No.
I know that's like the thing, but I haven't even played that yet.
No. I loaded it up, and I was like parachuting in, and like I had like a pitchfork. And I was looking around, and like I had to go do something, but then like nothing that I saw in that short amount of time compelled me to come back. It's not my thing.
This Will Boyles made an interesting comment. Fun fact: Alaska has the only Blockbuster left in the United States.
Holy shit!
If that's true, that's really depressing.
Fuck.
I thought that they went out of business, but maybe there's some of the franchises like went independent or something.
Maybe like that was their first. Maybe Alaska was their first Blockbuster, and like fucking, we're holding on to this one, and it's in a small town, so they like depend on it more.
See, I miss that shit though, don't you? Like, okay, it's awesome having Apple TVs or Roku's or whatever smart thing you have, and just being able to watch anything whenever you want.
Yes.
But I also miss the whole part of like, okay, on a Friday night, let's go out to dinner and then let's go to Blockbuster and rent a movie. I miss walking through Blockbuster.
Fuck yeah. Bro, I remember that. It used to be so much fun. I even fondly remember going to get a movie and there'd be no more left. And you had to wait. Yeah. You have to wait for somebody to return it
at the time. But you're right. Now looking back, those were fond moments.
Fuck, call me. You leave your number, or like you tell the guy your account, call me when a copy comes in and hold it for me.
Yeah, but then you know that feeling where you think it's going to be all out, but then there's like 15
and then there's one copy hidden,
one left.
Yes. Oh man. Fuck, bro, that was exciting. And what was even cooler when I was young. I worked at different fast food places, and I had buddies I went to school with that worked at Blockbuster. We would trade out food for rentals.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it was cool. Fuck, man. Now I'm getting sad, missing you guys.
I know. See, this is the shit you start thinking about when you're old.
You miss the old days. Back then, I was like, man, this shit's normal. I can't wait to get older.
But the kids nowadays, like 30 years from now, when everything's implanted in their brain, and you don't even need a cell phone, they're going to be like, remember those days when if we wanted to Google something, we had to pick up a phone? Now we could just do it in our minds.
No. It's going to be a point, where the whole house is automated from your mind. And they're going to be telling kids, I remember a time when I had to use my voice to tell Alexa or Google Home to do stuff for me.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that seeming archaic and primitive?
Yeah, someday it's going to, though. That's nuts.
Bro, I wish I could be... That's like one reason I wish I could be immortal or be a vampire. And that's just to see future tech. That's it. Oh, I don't give a fuck about anything else. And at least we were born in a good time. Just think about progression. Look how far technology... I think there was some alien intervention, bro. Because how rapidly technology increased from like the 1700s to the 1900s, or just from 1900 to 2000 alone.
Yeah.
There was aliens involved, bro.
Well, I mean, the internet really like kicked it off. I mean, not that there wasn't other, computers and stuff before that, but that's really what like opened up a realm of possibilities.
Yes. But
indeed. Yeah, the fact that we are, and a lot of other people obviously living through that whole transition from no internet to internet, like it's kind of a monumental time.
We're pioneers. Our generation specifically, because we were about in our teens at the end of the 90s, we are pioneers of the new generation.
Yeah. Oh yeah, somebody brought up Tower Records too. I miss going to record stores as well.
Sam Goody. Hey.
Oh yeah.
It became Hastings, bro. Town I live in right now, biggest town I ever lived in. We got like 130,000 people. As a kid, this is where I would come to go to like Sam Goody and EB Games and places. And Hastings, right down the street, closed up last year. And bro, do you know how awesome Hastings was?
We never had a Hastings where I live.
Oh, you never, bro.
I've heard of it, but
it was like a place that had everything: books, magazines, movies, games, guitars, instruments, records, CDs, shirts, toys, video, like anything you could imagine. It was all there, and they had the weirdest shit, a lot of exclusive shit. And that bitch is gone, bro. The internet killed the store, the physical store.
yeah, I miss places like that, like buying magazines and stuff too. Like going to Barnes and Noble. Do you guys have those in Texas?
I can walk to one like half a mile down the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still cool to go in places like that. Yeah.
Good old days, dude.
Bro, but I'm not gonna lie. Old Jeff Bezos, he has made it quite easy. When you can get shit next day,
Oh, I know.
anything you want,
Yeah.
it's almost like fuck. I still miss going to a store, but when you can get that almost instant gratification,
Yeah.
he's making
Well,
it quite
yeah, exactly. They're just like normal things where I could go to, maybe I should go to the store and buy this today. Well, do I need it today? Because I can have it at my doorstep tomorrow.
and I could save
Probably for
$30.
cheaper. Yeah.
It's fucking crazy, bro. It's getting too good. It's getting too good. Real quick, I want to switch gears. We're going to touch on something. As we all know, Matthew is from Washington. We've been hearing that he plays a lot of Madden. So you got to know that this man is a Seattle Seahawks fan.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about the current state of your team, bro? Y'all lost a lot of fucking people last year.
I mean, I was a Seahawks fan before the bandwagon fans came along. I mean,
I don't even know if I remember them before like the 2010s.
they were pretty bad, like in the 80s. I don't remember exactly. I think maybe they went to the playoffs once in the 80s. And then in the 90s, they were pretty bad as well. And then they got good in the early 2000s when they had like Sean Alexander and Matt Hasselbeck and stuff like that, where they went to the Super Bowl at one time and lost to Pittsburgh. But I don't know. You know, when you're a fan of a team, you still feel like, you know, you always have hope. Like, you know, maybe we will have some magic. Maybe we'll have, you know, some of these rookies will be like, you know, Legion of Boom Part 2 or something. But it's definitely the most unsure I've been about my team for quite a few years.
Well, I'm going to tell you, sir, you're speaking to a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
So what you're going through right now, I've been going through for about 20 years, all right? It's we've had some good times. At least y'all had a Super Bowl win under your belt in the last 10 years.
Did you watch that newest series that had Dallas in it?
No, I don't think I did.
It covered the you know how Amazon does the that show where it covers a whole team season?
Yeah.
I think that, unless I'm like having a major brain fart, I think they did Dallas in 2017. It just came out like a month ago.
Oh shit, I gotta go check that out. No, I haven't seen that.
Amazon Prime.
I need to show Amazon Video app more love. They got some good shit over there.
Yeah. They have some good stuff. They don't have like this caliber of shows like their original content that like Netflix has, but they've gotten pretty good.
I love the Grand Tour on there, of course. That's good. Oh, Sneaky Pete. Have you watched Sneaky Pete?
Yeah.
Oh, so good. The second season just came out.
I haven't watched the second season yet.
Oh, it's so good, bro. We binged the fuck out of it. Sneaky Pete is so fucking sneaky. Oh, it's so good. What's that dude's name? Sam Raimi? No, not Raimi.
Giovanni Ribisi or something.
I love him as an actor. He does so good on Sneaky Pete, bro.
Yeah, he's good.
I always wanted to get into acting. I should have pursued it more, damn it. But
Andrew Block said the name. It's All or Nothing is what the show's called.
Oh, okay.
And it's like a series. I don't remember how many episodes, maybe like 8, and it covers their whole 2017 season. It's kind of like Hard Knocks, you know, but the HBO show Hard Knocks.
Right.
But it's like during the regular season instead of their preseason.
Oh shit. I just thought of something. Raul Ramirez just donated $2. Thank you, sir. He says, I need a new mod and RTA recommendation, please. Matt, hook him up for a second. I know this is an interview about you, but I got to show everybody something real quick. Okay? You tell them maybe your recommendation, and I'll be right back.
I mean, it's tough, Raul, because it depends on what what you're into. Lately, I've been using the Proton quite a bit. I love the interface on this thing. It's just a solid mod. I mean, some people say that it's too plasticky for them, but I mean, it's just made well. Um, the drag is a mod that I used a ton in the past. Not going to talk about the drama there, but that's another good one. As far as RTAs, it really depends on if you like single coil, dual coil, what kind of airflow you like, all that jazz. And it also depends on your budget.
All right. Sorry about that. I need a little drink. And real quick, just had to throw this in here real quick. I just got these in. Just got these in. I probably need to shoot a video today now that I think about it. But bam! Speaking of new RTAs, this is a triple V2.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I just got them in. I'm pretty stoked. I'm probably just going to put up a little preview vid, not like a full video, later on today or Monday or sometime soon. But yeah, just got these bad boys in. I want to show, but I don't want to show yet. But I got a few of them. I'm going to do a giveaway on these soon. But we're going to do a preview and some other stuff. And
when are they going to launch?
Mid-June. Mid-June. Shooting that bad boy out. I'm taking my time with it. Taking my time. I think it's going to be pretty good.
Well, congrats, buddy.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I just got them, like literally this morning. FedEx brought them. So I had to bust them out. I forgot. I got excited about the interview, and I wanted to mention it. Damn it. Sorry. But back to Matt, damn it. This is about Matt right now, okay? It's not about my RTA. Speaking of which, Matt, do you have any new products on the horizon?
I'm in a design phase with a few different products, 2 different companies right now.
Nice.
With Wotofo being one of them.
Oh, shit. Matt and Wotofo cooking up some more heat.
So... as far as when they'll come out, I don't know, because we're still, that whole prototype phase. You get a prototype, you don't like something, then it takes another 2 weeks to get another prototype.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, it could be ready in July. It could freaking take longer.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing, man. I don't come up with too many ideas too often, but I don't like to rush shit out. Try not to. You got to take your time. Finesse it. Make it a good product. And I have no doubt that you will do just that, sir.
Well, thanks, buddy.
Even though our vaping habits are not quite they're not quite the same. We're almost there. You like, me, I know you like a little bit more tighter stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Because yeah, I think I vape like the whole restricted lung hit type of stuff more often, but I still like a nice wide open dual coil RDA sometimes as well. But yeah, I mean, single coils are still my jam. Like the Karma RDA right here, I love this thing.
Nice. I'm not gonna lie, man. I've been fucking spoiled on these sub-ohm tanks.
I know.
They're so fucking convenient. The
mesh coils, I mean, it's so easy to just go with that. Like especially like when we went out of town for like a week a month ago, I just brought a Falcon with the mesh coil, and that I was more than happy.
Still never used that tank, by the way.
Dude, you got to try it. I mean, it's all the mesh tanks now are getting pretty close to the same. I mean, they're all good. All the coils last longer. But I mean, the only difference is like the draws are slightly different on some of them. But
yeah, I'm not surprised anymore. When they first started coming, I'm like, oh shit. Yeah. And now I can almost predict by looking at the coil pretty much what vape I'm going to get.
Yeah, you expect it to be good.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. So yeah, we will definitely be looking forward to Matt's new stuff. Are you able to speak on who the other manufacturer is, or do you still have to keep their embargo on that?
I'm going to keep it quiet for now.
Okay. That's going to make people wonder even more. Smart man.
And just because we're still in this phase of design and prototypes, I mean, I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but
shit happens.
just in case the product didn't happen. I don't want to. It's too early to announce it.
I get you. I respect that answer. All right, Matt. You know what I'm doing. I'm keeping the questions coming. All right. I want to keep people entertained, and I want them to know as much about you as fucking possible before we get out of here. Okay. My next question for you, sir. What are some? We've kind of discussed and went over some of them, but maybe you have something we haven't discussed. What are some of your frustrations of being a vape reviewer?
Ooh.
What gets your goat the most? Like what?
I mean, nothing major. You know, what happens to me sometimes, especially living in Montana, for some reason, sometimes I get products later than other people do.
That could be frustrating.
Yeah, so that can be frustrating. There's also certain companies, Vandy Vape being one of them, that likes to send me stuff a couple weeks late. And I feel like it was because I didn't do a mod with them last year when they asked me.
Oh. So they're like, fuck it. He'll get it when he gets it.
I don't know if that's why. Hey. Apparently it's not going to happen anymore. But like that Pulse 80 watt, I got that way later than other people did.
I gotcha. Yeah, I could see that being very frustrating. You already mentioned, we already talked about how people can be dicks about you putting stuff up late. It doesn't help when you're getting the product itself late. Because if you get the product the same time as everybody else and you decide to do the video later, that's your choice.
But you know what also frustrates me is, and I'm sure you can relate with this, is when you make a boneheaded mistake or remark in a video. Which happens to me, like some people will probably say it happens even more often. But like once a month, I say something that I like, oh, the video's up and it's just like too late. And it's like, I got that totally wrong. And that shit drives me insane.
See, that's one place that used to be a thing for me. But that is one place I must say that we differ, because I am unapologetically me and I fuck up a lot. People have come to expect me to fuck up. So honestly, when I fuck up anymore, I don't even have a lot of shits to give. It's on to the next product.
Yeah, but it depends on the magnitude of the fuck up too. I mean,
yeah. Well, if you fuck up big time,
you get something wrong, or you just say something stupid, and then everybody needs to correct you because they don't want to go through the comments to see that you've already been told that.
I know people. Let's viewers. Let's talk about something. So you're watching a new vape review. You notice a big mistake. Instinct and ego is going to tell you, I need to voice my opinion and correct this person. But before you do that, maybe take a look into the comments. Because I can almost guarantee you, if the video's been up for longer than 5 minutes, that reviewer has been corrected multiple times. Yeah. Just something for the viewers. Work with us.
Yeah, look at the comments first.
Yeah, look at the comments first. You don't have to, nobody, come on. Spread some love if you're going to spread anything. But no, yeah, a big fuck, I will take that back. Like most shit, I'll fuck up some spec or something else, maybe how to use something. I don't give a shit. But if it's a big fuck up, I still feel it. I am not immune to big fuck ups. But I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's another one of those things too, where like when you review a good amount of products, like it's just going to happen. It's bound to happen where you're going to say something stupid. Yeah. And it still bugs the shit out of me. But I don't really mind, like people being rude or anything. It's just more like, I can't believe I freaking said that. I mean, yeah, it's annoying when people say the same thing over and over, but sometimes you're like, what the fuck was I thinking?
It really drives the point home, doesn't it?
And I get people getting triggered because I felt that way before. Like if I'm watching a review on something that I own and somebody just, and I know it well, and some reviewer just totally gets it wrong, I get that whole frustration, like, oh my God, what is this freaking idiot saying?
Right. Right. I could see that too. I could see that as well. Especially if you own it. Yeah. Man, no, that's not how that works. That's not how that goes. But thankfully,
like,
I don't get
telling these people the wrong thing.
Huh?
Like why are you telling your viewers the wrong thing? You're misleading people, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody does stuff different. You know, everybody does things different. People can, you know, accidentally say some shit. It happens. We're not perfect, but I try to catch most of my shit on the editing floor. I try, if the most part, because I'll catch myself. Sometimes I'll say some fucking shit. Then I'll be editing. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I catch myself a lot too. Like I'll flub words or use the wrong words for things sometimes, you know, and I'll catch myself at that in editing.
My brain's all fucked up, bro. Like I'll reverse first letters and like say shit like that's other. It's fucked up. It's fucked. I need to start. We need to know what we need to do. We need to start saving all our bloopers. Yeah. I know a lot of people do it. It's a thing, but we really should start saving all our bloopers just to show people it's not all sunshine and happiness. Sometimes it's fucking you spend 2 hours just shooting a video, fucking around.
Oh, I know. Oh, and another, I've had to, you know, what really is annoying too is having to reshoot a video. Oh,
bro, it gets me so fucking angry. And I had that recently. I use my mic in like a boom mic setup, and there's a couple of connections before it gets to the camera, right? And here recently, a couple of times it happened. I shot a whole fucking video, whole thing. Get in here to try to edit it. Either no audio or scratchy fucking bullshit. And then I'm like, and like it hits you. You realize there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, it's happened the most with me with audio because I record audio separately and then sync it in post. And I've had times where I forgot to press the record button on my audio recorder.
See, I was gonna look into that. I remember you telling me about that. I use that thankfully, it has this new feature, the Video Mic Pro Plus, the newest one, the new Rode. And the cool thing about it, you know, I use it on like a microphone stand as a boom where it's pointed like right at my face, but it's out of the camera angle. And it does decent enough, you know, with the room insulated. But thankfully, that fucker has a auto on and off. When I turn on the camera, it automatically senses it and turns it on. Yeah. When I turn it off, it turns it off. That's idiot proof, and I thank Rode for including that feature.
Yeah, that one looks cool. It's got like doesn't it have like a rechargeable battery or something in it too? Yeah,
and it lasts for, you don't have to charge it, but like once a month. And high pass filter, low pass filter, boost. I got the camera, the GH5 set to -12 on the mic, and I got it plus 20 dB boosted on the mic, so it's real hot.
Yeah.
Some people don't like that. They don't like how hot it is. They can hear all my mouth saliva noises. I like it though.
Yeah, audio is frustrating. I've constantly battled with it.
Hold on 1 second. Hold 1 second. Okay, Matt. Now I know this is a tough one, and it's a real easy one to just give out a generic answer on. But what tips do you have for new or budding reviewers?
Good question. I think. See, you're asking me questions that you wouldn't want to be asked.
I would never want to answer any of these. That's why I'm the interviewer, sir.
No, I don't mind answering this one. It's just tough because
there's so much.
I mean, one of the biggest things, obviously, is consistency and not giving up on it. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have success either. But like that's, you know, you won't have success at all unless you're consistent and you're hustling, especially in the beginning.
That's it.
One of the things is, I mean, obviously you got to work on your video quality. You can get good video quality with really, really cheap gear, and you got to work on that kind of stuff and just having a nice flow. You know, you got to learn how to edit and whatnot. But also, I mean, because when you're starting out reviewing, you're going to have to buy most of your products, buy or trade or, you know, sell some others to buy something new. Focus on the stuff that's hot. You know, like the stuff that's going to come up in search. So if you're talking about like Chinese products, that's usually smoke stuff, Vandy Vape stuff.
Plenty of views.
That's the stuff that usually gets searched the most. At least I've seen from my videos and other people's videos. Like those are like the hot. Wouldn't you say those are like the two hottest companies when it comes to the Chinese manufacturers? Maybe Geek Vape as well.
Geek Vape's up there. Yeah, Smog. Yeah, what's hot? If you see something hot, it's blowing up. Everybody's talking about it. That's gonna be what you want to review.
But the problem is, though, you have to have your finger on the pulse enough to know that this is gonna get hot. So, like, if it's already hot and already every reviewer is reviewing it, then you might be too late to the party by that point anyway.
Yeah. But still, at the same time, I'm gonna say don't get discouraged if a lot of people have already done the video. Maybe yours. I don't know. The person, you could be unique. People have personality. You know what I mean? If you can bring something to the table that the others didn't on the video, maybe you could still do stuff that's already done.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be stuff you're interested in too, though.
Yeah.
Like, or you're going to hate it. Like, if you hate mouth to lung stuff, don't just go buy pod systems just because you think you might get a lot of views on it.
Can't stand
if you're not going to be into it. If it's not something you enjoy or whatever, it's, it's pointless to review it anyway.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I noticed that I make a much better, this is another tip, as far as reviewing stuff you like or stuff that really intrigues you want to share with people. I find like stuff that I get, I'm like, oh shit, like this lexicon, for instance. Fucking love this thing, by the way. I get something like this in, I'm like, oh shit, this is badass. And that motivation and that passion and like what you love about it is gonna come through on the video.
Yeah.
More so.
Yeah, I mean, once you're reviewing for a while, like we have, you kind of train yourself to vape in different ways. And like, I could be fine with a mouth to lung Addy and just use that for a week, but I could also be fine with a cloud chasing Addy that I use at 120 watts or whatever.
Right.
But when you're starting out, like you buy stuff you're interested in, like things that you're intrigued by, not just something that you think other people would be intrigued by.
Very good. Very good. Yes, very good stuff. I think that's some very good tips. Very, very good tips. Mr. Inked Addy just donated $20. Thank you, sir, for the donation. He has a question for the both of us, Matthew. What lens sizes do you two super awesome guys use for each angle of the videos? That was very nice.
Shout out to Ink Daddy because he makes some cool stuff. I have a video coming up on some of his stuff.
He makes
like aftermarket tanks and does like those big old 13 ml tanks that you can hook up to like some sub-ohm tanks. Like he makes, I forget what they're called right now because I'm going brain dead, but like
that's badass.
It's like a big old tank that you can hook on. Like they make them for like the Falcon or like the smoke tanks, but they also make like a bubble tank for the Serpent SMM if you want to higher liquid capacity for that. So check out their site if you haven't yet.
Very cool. Shout out to Inked Addy. I didn't know that about that company. I didn't. Yeah, that's cool. I learned something today. Okay. Cool.
As far as lenses, I most of the time use on the GH5. I use the Panasonic 12 to 60 Leica. So it's like
is that the one that came with the G85?
No, that's like the kit lens 12 to 60. Okay, this is like the upgraded version.
I got you.
It goes from like 2.8 to 4. You use what, the 12 to 35?
Yeah, for mainly just for my dive up close shots of me opening packages and doing stuff, I use the Panasonic 12 to 35, and it's usually at about 12 to get that angle. Is it a Leica lens as well? Is it?
No, but that's one of their higher end.
It was fucking expensive, I can tell you that. But yeah, for that I use the 12 to 35. Now for what you're seeing right now, and for what you're seeing when I'm doing my talking parts, where you can see my background and everything with Deadpool, I'm using the Sigma 18 to 35, which is a fucking beast of a lens with. And it's a F1.6, F1.8, but I got the Metabone Speed Booster XL.
Yeah.
On top of that, it's a Canon lens, but I got that on there as well. So that brings it down to a 1.1, F1.1. But I usually set it to about an F1.2, 200 ISO. He didn't ask all that. But yeah,
that's a good lens. That's really popular with video guys.
Bro, I just love the depth of field with the Metabones and getting down to 1.1. Oh, it just the depth of field is
Blurs
so
out the
creamy
background.
on it.
Yeah, that's the only reason I don't like the 12 to 60 is it doesn't blur out my background very much. And I have a 15 millimeter prime, which on Micro Four Thirds it's like 30 millimeters,
Yeah.
and that has a wider aperture, but I don't use it very often. Why I use the 12 to 60 on the GH5 is that it's got pretty good macro capabilities. So like when I'm doing an Addy review, I can magnify that Addy pretty damn big. That's what you fight with lenses, especially in the up close portions. Is there's certain lenses out there that are really good, but you can't get the product close enough to it.
Right.
It doesn't have the close focusing range.
I'm gonna tell you something. A little tip for this camera. I go back and forth on my up and close shots with the 12 to 35, but I also got a Panasonic 30 millimeter macro.
Macro, yeah, I have that one,
and it was cheap. Well, relatively, it was like $285 or so for for a Panasonic lens. But yeah, I use that 30 millimeter macro back and forth, and it works perfect for when I want to really. I think it's like 10 times magnification. It really, really digs in there. But yeah, great lens to get for the cheap, man. You just have to switch lenses out a lot more often, obviously.
Let me go grab my camera real quick because it's right over here, and I'll show you my rig setup here.
Fuck, I'll grab my lenses too.
So, Twisted's gone.
No, I'm back. I just grabbed some lenses. Talk about lenses.
This is basically my setup. I have it on a tripod right now.
Manfrotto.
So 12 to 60. I don't have a microphone on here because, like I said, I record my audio separately, and then I really like the small HD focus monitor. So it's 5 inches. You can see yourself really big, and you can flip it around.
I need to get one of those.
They're really nice. I originally got this because I was using a Sony A6500 and that doesn't have a flip out screen, but I decided to still use it with the GH5 because it's just such a bigger picture than the flip out screen on this.
Very nice. Very nice. Oh yeah, for inked Addy, this is that 12 to 35. This lens is fantastic. But besides the Sigma that I'm using on here now, I use this. This is my 30 millimeter macro that I was telling you about. Great little lens. Not big either. Good lightweight. And then before I got this Sigma, when I wanted to get that depth of field, when I was shooting outside and stuff, I got this. What is this? This is a 20 millimeter prime, all Panasonic. Man, that's my little quartet of lenses that I use for all the videos.
Yeah.
I never thought, huh?
Oh, just to answer Ink Daddy's question about aperture, the wider the aperture, the smaller the number. So you got to think of the aperture as like the peephole in the lens, and the bigger it'll get, the smaller the number, and the bigger it gets, that blurs out the background more. You have more shallow depth of field. So, for example, a 1.8 lens is going to blur out the background more than a 4.0 lens, and also it helps with low light and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, when I started, I never thought, for one thing, I'd ever get into where I'm using interchangeable lenses and shit for YouTube videos. Hey, get from over there. But once I started getting into them, one of my mistakes, I just want to go for the low aperture. I just want a shallow depth of field. But you realize that shit don't work in all scenarios.
No.
So you start to learn to appreciate the 2.8s and the 3.5s and different things.
Like when I do my up closes, I actually close the aperture down to 8 to F8.
Damn.
And then I just turn my ISO up to 800.
I see.
I don't like to go much higher than that on the ISO, but it makes it so I don't have to deal with that because especially with the close-up stuff, the closer the product is to the lens, the more it'll blur out the background a lot of times.
Yeah.
And so, I don't want that super shallow depth of field on up-close stuff.
Yeah, that makes good sense. Yeah, I think I do 2.8 up close on this guy, and then I think I'm at a 4 for the macros. So, but my ISO is 800 the whole time.
Yeah.
Gotta stay there. That's fun little dork talk for people who don't know what the fuck we're talking about. That was camera lenses and aperture, ISOs.
For audio, I might as well show you. So it's
Yeah,
right
show us as
here.
long as you got it.
Well, it's on a boom pole, but I use this is a Sennheiser. What's this one called? I forget what it's called now.
It's a good looking mic though. I've looked into Sennheiser before. They make some good shit.
And so I just boom that above me. And so like in the FaceTime stuff, it's right out of the shot. And then in the close-up stuff, I get it a little closer, still above me. And
Right.
easy peasy. You kind of get your systems down after a
Oh
while.
yeah. Oh yeah. You get in a groove after a while. But yeah, all that shit, the ISOs and apertures and so forth, and then color grading and log and so it all can get very overwhelming. You just gotta take your time and do the research. That's the best thing I could tell you. Definitely. It can become a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, KBN, you're right. I higher the ISO, the more not distorted, but the more grain, the more noise you could get in your image. I guess you could say it's distorted, but it's in my mind it sounds different. But also different cameras can handle different ISOs differently. Right?
Yeah, I wouldn't go over 1600 on our cameras.
The GH5, like the highest I would go in a studio setting with that is like 800. But there's a lot of people that are shooting documentaries and stuff like that with that camera that will go up to 1600 or 3200 and then use what's the app called that gets rid of noise? Neat. I think it's called like Neat Video or something. But then there's other cameras out there, like for example, some of the Sonys, like the A7S II. There'll be an A7S III, and that thing can go up to way higher ISOs. It's got a bigger sensor in it. The megapixels are larger, and so it all depends. One ISO can handle. One camera can handle a higher ISO than others.
Mm-hmm. I would never go above 1600 on our GH5s for sure.
No, I mean there's no reason to. Like I use a big aperture 120D light here, and then I have smaller lights over here. And so yeah, if you can handle it, turn your lights all the way up before you turn your aperture too high.
You know what I've been doing as of recent? This is more dorky talk, but because I got RGBs and lightning storm clouds in the background of my videos, and I've been trying to get it right with this good lens, I've been running the ISO at 200. Just because at a certain point you start getting clipping with the changing of the lights at different apertures. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I mean you have a wide aperture lens on that, so if you want to blur the background out, you're gonna have to have your aperture pretty low, and you can even turn your lights down if you need to.
Yeah, that's exactly what I've been doing.
You got the exposure triangle, obviously, and then you can also adjust lights as well. So you just kind of got to find your sweet spot.
Yeah. Thank God. Yeah, those dimmable. I got those dimmable LEDs, and it comes in handy. It comes in. Yeah, that's another thing, people. I just want to reiterate while we're chit chatting. You got to invest in yourself when it comes to this here YouTube game. It's a lot.
But it's incremental, like you don't have to go out and blow,
You don't do it all in one day.
Dollars right off the bat, but lighting is very, very important. I mean,
sound and lighting.
And sound. So, I mean, there's a lot of people think it's all camera, but you could get away with using a fairly cheap camera if you have really good lighting, not just as far as being bright, but also it's, like color reproduction, being like a true, not having like some for example, like my first video lights I ever bought were like those fluorescents
with the
fucking
green umbrellas.
Yeah, with the umbrellas. And they had a green tint to them, and that green tint was hard to get rid of. And so, maybe some people didn't notice it, but it always bugged me. So you want to have like accurate lights as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really, honestly, if somebody knew what they were doing, you could take a nice new cell phone and get the proper accessories and make videos that look as good as Matt and ours. It's really it's all about what you're surrounded with, getting your lighting right, getting your sound right. It can be done. Oh, something real quick. I just caught, who was that? Where'd he go? Damn it. The shit updated. Oh yeah, David Eminet. He says, how much has YouTube decreased you guys' payments over the last year?
Oh, lots.
Yeah, a whole bunch.
I mean, to put it into perspective, I make less now than I did 2 years ago when I had only like a third of the views. Like, so for example, like 2 years ago, I probably averaged around 300,000 views or something. I made more then than I do now, averaging around 1 million views a month.
Yeah. They fucked me so good. My sweet spot was 150K to 250K. Seems, or maybe 200K. After that, oh man, we wouldn't be able to survive just off YouTube monetization.
He's talking views, by the way, guys, not $200,000.
Oh yeah, yeah, 200, yeah, views. Yeah, it's bad. There's no way anybody could survive with the way they're doing things. But thankfully, we're in the market that we're in, in the vape review game. There's plenty of shit to make videos on. But yeah, it sucks on the monetization.
I mean, it's not just
side.
us. Like, it's been all YouTubers, even like the family friendly ones. They're not making as much as they used to.
I think, didn't YouTube, when they gotten all that shit and lost all that money behind PewDiePie, didn't they cut down the amount of
Well,
CPM?
they didn't have as much inventory. I mean, it's all like a market, right? So like the more demand there is, and if there's that, then there's least amount of spot, or not least, less spots, right? So the more people that want to get in and buy ads, the prices are going to go up per ad. Right. So it's just kind of like how, like how Christmas ad prices go up because everyone wants to advertise around Christmas.
Right.
So now, if there's a lot of slots to fill and YouTube needs the ad money, their prices go down, obviously.
Yeah, it's shitty, man. It has not been fun. Oh, KBN Productions. He gave a recommendation if you want to use a DSLR to live stream, he uses the Razer Ripsaw game capture card to do it with. Speaking of which, that's a good recommendation. I'm using my Panasonic GH5 right now during this stream, and I'm interfacing with the Elgato Cam Link in case people want to use their nice DSLRs to do a live stream. Elgato Cam Link works really good. Just give them some options.
But you also got to make sure that the DSLR or whatever camera you're
has
using
a full size HDMI. Yeah.
Clean HDMI out.
Yeah, nice HDMI.
Some of the Canons, like the Canon DSLRs, they'll have an HDMI out, but you can't get rid of the display screen on it.
Right.
Where it shows all
That's what's great about these Panasonics. Yeah, they let you just output just straight video. That's a beautiful thing. It took me a while to find that setting too, by the way. But yeah, I got it set up with a dummy battery in it. I think the dummy battery was like $15 on eBay.
Oh, and you have it charging off the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So just two things plugged into it: dummy battery, fucking HDMI. That's it. Works well. I need to get into the streaming, man. More. Well, I'm doing it right now, of course, but Twitch. Really want to get into Twitch.
I know. I want to get more into streaming as well. I need to get.
It's taking over pretty soon. It's just gonna be fucking. Twitch is doing so well, bro. Like, there's a bunch of non-gaming related people on there who have crazy accounts.
Oh yeah, I know. Like some podcasts and stuff are going live there now and stuff too.
Oh wait, let me see. Oh yeah. Somebody explained it. Okay, I was about to answer a question. Somebody explained it in the thing. Never mind. Oh yeah, moving right along. 1 second. All right, at this time, we're gonna see if we can get some crowd participation here. Do we have any questions from the crowd for us guys? Q&A time. And while we wait for questions, Matt, we can just shoot the shit. So how you been, man? You been all right?
Yeah, I've been good. I'm pretty tired today. I'm gonna take a nap after this.
Yeah. I probably shouldn't keep you on here too long, huh?
Oh no, I don't mind. I'm just I need to take a nap before I do that live show tonight.
Oh yeah, you got another. Oh yeah, speaking of which, yeah, Matt has another live show tonight, The Daily Stew. So if you want to get a double helping of Matt, that's how you do it.
I slept like crap last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks, man.
It's just one of those things, man. Like, it happens to me like once every couple of weeks where I could just barely sleep, and it's like just can't get comfortable. I have back problems too, so that's part of it.
Yeah, I got a fucked up back too. I feel you there. I'm gonna give you some tips though. I had a little spell of bad sleeping. So I rearranged some things, right? For one, I got one of those essential oil diffusers. Put it right next to my nightstand, and I loaded up with either some lavender or some sleepy time oil, right? Get that going when I go to bed. Also, I got to turn on the TV. There's a YouTube video where it's called Rain on Leaves for 8 or 10 hours.
Yeah.
I turn that on, and then on my TV, I can go and turn the screen off, so it's just audio, right? I do that, and about an hour, hour and a half before bed, I raise the temperature, right? So it's a little bit warmer, not as cool. Then, when we go to bed, I drop that bitch to 65. So then I got a trifecta. I got the lavender working on me, I got the rain sounds working on me, and I got the cold. Ever since I did that, I haven't had a bad night of sleep since. But it's a ritual. I got to do all this shit every night.
See, I can do the scent stuff, but the